Hare Krishna. Today we are so fortunate to assemble together to glorify and celebrate the divine appearance day of our most beloved Srila Gurudeva, a Uttama Mahabhagavat who came to give the topmost pure bhakti and bless this world. Even though only few of us had the real opportunity to directly associate with him, his blessings descend to us so that we can get good sadhu sangha. This is a very small attempt to glorify our Gurudev. In fact, it is not possible to glorify him as he is beyond any words to glorify. The glorification today has a title, How Fortunate Are We? It is only a question for which the answer comes only from each one of us. Also, as today's topic is a little deep, please follow this attentively. I am sure because our children are really very advanced, in fact, compared to others. Very advanced. So they should be able to really understand. So especially there are two things that you need to know, and then after that you will be able to understand. Vaiti Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. We covered that in the Saturday class also, as part of the Madhurya Kadambini, and also at Art of Sadhana was there again. And again, we really covered that in the Jeva Dharma, all the places. So you must have heard about it. That I will just touch over that and then get into deep again to glorify Srila Gurudeva. Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the combined form of Radharani and Krishna, descended to this world for several reasons. Some are internal and some are external. Of those, one of the main reasons was to give Raganuga or Braja Bhakti to the qualified souls. There are two kinds of Bhakti. Vaiti Bhakti. This is attached with strict rules and regulations. And there are most of the paramparas, this is famous, like Sri Parampara and Mathva Parampara also, they are all actually inclined in the Vaiti Bhakti. So the distinguishing attributes of this are expecting a favor and enjoy in Vaikuntha. So it is said to be conditional and self-centered. Whereas Raganuga Bhakti does not have such restrictions. It is unconditional and selfless. It is of unconditional love and centered only on satisfying Krishna, not satisfying us. Of course, it is not easy to understand for the common people. Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu did not come down to give this Vaiti Bhakti. No. Vaiti Bhakti could be given by any one of the expansions of Krishna. Lord Vishnu can give. Lord Narayana can give. Narada Muni from Vaikuntha can give. Lord Shiva can give. And so many can give. So there is no need for Caitanya Mahaprabhu, which is combined form of Krishna and Radharani had no. They didn't have to come for giving Vaiti Bhakti. So Raganuga Bhakti or Braja Bhakti is the most pure form of Bhakti. This Sutta Bhakti can be given only by Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, and he is descending Ragatmika Mahabhagavats. No one else can give. Lord Caitanya came down to build a home of Braja Bhakti in the hearts of every qualified Jiva. That was one of his main missions that I am going to be talking about today. And at the same time glorifying our Gurudev, how he is involved and taking a primary role in accomplishing the mission of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. So Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu's main aim was to give Manjari Baba of Madhurya Rasa, serving Radharani, Radha Dasyam, as a Palya Dasi for Radharani. This is very important that you have to understand. Very important that you have to understand this. There are two sources of Guru Tattva. Two sources, okay? One is Lord Krishna himself, especially for Vaiti Bhaktas. This is what almost all the people know. They sing loudly, Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum, Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Krishnashtakam, if you really have that, this is what they will be singing. But this is for the Vaiti Bhaktas only. They are destined to go to only Vaikunta. This is not true for Raganuga Bhaktas. For the Raganugas, the Adi Guru is Srimati Radharani, not Krishna. No. Radharani is our Guru and Swamini. When someone asks a Ragatmika Bhakta as who is Lord Krishna, he or she will say, oh, Krishna is the beloved of my Swamini Radharani. See, this is how the relation is to Krishna. So for Raganuga Bhakta, the relation to Krishna is only through Radharani, not directly. So for us, being under Srila Gurudeva, Radharani is our Adi Guru. She is also the soul of Lord Krishna. I do not think many people can even grasp this fact because it's all very high. All the Ragatmika Tattvas originate only from Radharani, not from Krishna. In fact, Krishna can only learn this from Radharani and the gopis. If you read the Ramananda Samvat of Sri Caitanya Charitamrita, you will see this. So Ramananda Raya. Okay, somebody is talking. I think this is somebody is talking. They have not muted the phone. This is Galaxy Studios. Okay, there you go. Okay, we will find out, that's all. Okay, very careful because this is Harikatha. Everybody is listening. Okay, so all the Ragatmika Tattvas originate from Radharani only, not from Krishna. So as I said, even Krishna can only learn from Radharani and the gopis. If you read the Ramananda Samvada of Caitanya Charitamrita, what do you see? Because Ramananda Raya was none other than Vishaka Devi, from whom Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was. Because in the mood of that time Krishna, he was learning this Tattva. For what? For us to understand. So anyway, that house Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to build in the hearts of the qualified devotees. Of course, need a blueprint and a very strong foundation. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought mainly the manjaris as our acharyas. Who is manjaris? Manjaris means Pali Dasis of what there are maid servants of Radharani. They are very powerful. He also assigned an acharya for each of the three aspects of pure bhakti. One acharya for Sambandha, Srila Sanatana Goswami. His presiding deity is Madan Mohan. And one acharya for Abhideya, that is Srila Rupa Goswami, and his presiding deity is Radha Govinda. One acharya for Prayojana, and that acharya was Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, and his presiding deity was Radha Gopinatha. So Sri Gaudiya Sampradaya is the agent of Raganuga Bhakti. You have to understand that. They have the blueprint of the Raganuga home of Lord Chaitanya. But they did not have the desire to build the home of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was incomplete. They were mostly silent and lazy. They are lazy and even afraid of talking about Ragatmika to others. If you see the history, nothing phenomenal happened in Gaudiyas until A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and Srila Gurudeva came. Nothing happened. These two Mahabhagavatas came like double daggers to do the work and complete the house. They both, manjaris, came from same place, same qualification. They all came from Goloka Vrindavan. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura first passed that blueprint of this house of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada came with the blueprint given by Lord Chaitanya and passed down by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura to build the house of Raga Bhakti, Raga Bhakti, Ragatmika Bhakti in the heart of the qualified jivas. But Srila Prabhupada saw only jungles in the heart of the people. So he had to cut down the jungles. He also said that. He came to give Raganuga, but was not possible. He met hippies, meat eaters, and all kinds of crazy people too. Most of them had no idea about spirituality. They were thinking that they were just their bodies. So A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada had to start from the first grade. He taught, hey baby, you are not the body, you are the spirit soul. He was taught, BPC, most of his lecture, this was going on all the time and all the time. Even when there was a big program in the Kartik, there also he was talking, oh, you are not the body, you are a spirit soul. Because that was his role. But he is a Ragatmika. So A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada translated so many scriptures. The scriptures translated are all authentic translation of Raganuga Bhakti. However, he had to spend almost all of his life building the foundation. Because of the low spiritual level of the souls he was dealing with, even though his books are all authentic Raganuga and talking about Goloka, he had to position his teachings for Vaiti Bhakti only. With the Gola Vaikunda. Even though he was a Raganuga exactly as our Gurudeva. They are manjaris, they are sisters. When he was preaching this Vaiti Bhakti in the West, many Gaudiyas objected. They jumped. Many Gaudiyas complained that Swamiji was bringing Gaudiya philosophy to the low level. So at that point, Srila Prabhupada even told his devotees not to associate with Gaudiyas. Otherwise, the very foundation would be, wouldn't be built because of the disturbances. Gaudiyas in general usually do not insist on building temples. But A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada went on building so many temples. Why? Temples are very crucial for Vaiti Bhakti, not for Raganuga Bhakti. He built 108 temples in just 10 years. Building big temples is not actually Ragatmika. It is Aishwarya. We can even see so many endeavors of building temples, not just Vedic planetarium, but so many big temples are there. This is only the external aspect of Lord Chaitanya's mission. This is not the internal mood of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which was to give Manjari Bhava in Madhurya Rasa. Temples, he wanted to build one in the hearts, not the stone temples. So not only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but 6 Goswamis and acharyas also did not have any interest in building any temples at all. Nothing. So only Braja Bhakti can take one to the highest destination. So where we are talking about Vaiti Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti, what's the difference? Only Braja Bhakti can take one to the highest destination, Goloka. Vaiti Bhakti cannot. Vaiti Bhakti does not have that power. Sakala jagate more kare vidhi bhakti braja bhave paite nagi sakti. Everywhere in the world, people worship me. This is Krishna is saying. According to the scriptural injunctions, rules and regulations, but simply by following that such regulatory principles, one cannot attain the loving sentiments of Braja Prema. So this does not get into the brains of many people. Vaiti Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti have different processes altogether. Their destinations are different. So the dream house of Ragatmika Bhakti that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to build needed many things. Blueprint from the Gaudiyas, sitting idle, getting covered with dust. Then also somebody has to cut the jungle. See, that's how, right? You need to buy a plot and place and then build. Then cutting down the jungle and building the foundation. Different supporting structures. And most importantly, the roof at the top. Actually, Gauri Sundar Prabhu, he's from Los Angeles. He gave a nice lecture on the Bhakti Zoom. It was amazing. So I really, some of the nice idea he gave. So, he said, this roof that of the house that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to build in the hearts of the Jivas is the Raganuga. And the foundation and supporting structures are the Vaiti Bhaktis. So Srila Prabhupada built the foundation, then who put the roof to complete the house of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who? The roof was put by Srila Gurudeva. Srila Gurudeva was the roofer. When A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada was ready with the foundation he built throughout the world, then he asked Srila Gurudeva to come and put the roof and complete the house of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. You may remember, right? Who gave the samadhi to Srila Prabhupada? Our Gurudeva. Somebody also, others might be also doing something here and there, but that was, I don't know why they were doing. But if you see the video, our Gurudeva, because Prabhupada asked, only Gurudeva to really give the samadhi. So how the disciples succession comes there? So, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada specifically asked our Gurudeva to help his disciples, especially in Raganuga. And Srila Gurudeva accepted his order, and since the departure of Srila Prabhupada, Gurudeva travelled all over the world to give Raganuga Bhakti to the desiring and all qualified jivas. Not here, qualified jivas. So our Gurudeva was the roofer. He placed the roof of Raganuga. That roofing could be put only by Srila Gurudeva. Nobody can do that. So our Gurudeva travelled all over the world and helping the disciples of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada as he promised to take any desiring devotee to higher. But here we must understand one important thing. Swami Prabhupada and Srila Gurudeva came from the same place and came to give the same thing. They are not different, no different. We should never differentiate them. It's like two eyes for us. So first one did the foundation work as he could give only Vaidya Bhakti, and the second one completed it by giving Raganuga Bhakti. So Swami Prabhupada wrote everything that are needed to enter into Krishna consciousness in his books. And Srila Gurudeva only just explained in the same thing in a complementary style. That's it. It's the same thing. Same idea. They are not different. As Gurudeva said, I am giving the same nectar but in a different bottle. So both the acharyas are the key. Okay, so the thing is today when we are glorifying our Gurudeva, we have to glorify our Srila Prabhupada also. Because there are two eyes. How can you just glorify one eye? Right? So, so hope now you understand the two different roles they played. Even though they had the exact same qualification, one came as the school teacher and the other came as the college professor. But same qualification. So they played these two roles by the will of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. So these two different roles they played may confuse many people. Many people. But actually there is no confusion. Each one is telling the same truth in a different perspective. One was reflecting on the mirror of Vaidya Bhakti and the other one was in the original Raganuga Bhakti. Because they put the mirror because they have to give Vaidya Bhakti also. So in the mirror you will see the same image reflected in opposite way. Your left hand will be at the right and the right hand will be at the left and the left eye will be right, like that everything will takes a perverted way in appearance. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada said, Krishna is the supreme God. And Gurudeva came and said, no, he's not. I came to tell you to forget that Krishna is the supreme. He is a supreme object of love. He is not even the God of Goloka Vrindavan. Then A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada said, Gopinatha means Krishna is the Lord of the Gopis. Gurudeva said, no. It really means Krishna is the worshipper of the Gopis. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada focused more on pushing them to Vaikunta. But Srila Gurudeva focused on Prajabhakti and pushing them to Goloka. Actually both are from the same place, the same Goloka Vrindavan, but they are playing the roles as per they were told to do. So Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada said that jivas can even fall from Vaikunta. It was just for the neophyte devotees to understand some basics. Gurudeva said, no, it is not in any of our Siddhanta. Jivas can never fall from Vaikunta. Because even Srila Govinda Maharaj refuted this publicly at the risk of losing his membership in the GBC. But on that day, anyway, he really left the body also. So Vaikunta does not have Maya. Then how can one fall from there? Remember the song our song? No one falls from Vaikunta, no one falls from Goloka. Remember? Yeah, that's Siddhanta. So, but in his Sastra, It's all Ragatmika. Nowhere he says Jivas can fall from Vaikuntha. No, never. So Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada said that Krishna lifted Govardhan. But Gurudev said, no, it was not. It was Radharani, his Sakti, who lifted Govardhan. Why did Krishna use his left finger? His left side belongs to Radharani. Look at here. So, and then because why it was holding? Because all the gopis were telling Govardhan, be careful, you don't fall or don't give weight. Just be light like a feather. So our Gurudev is telling, look at it. It's basically reflection in the mirror. Okay? And Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada said that our goal is to get Krishna. Gurudev said, no. Our goal is not to get Krishna. Even the demons Krishna kills, they go to him. You want to go there? Our goal is to get Krishna Prema, not Krishna. See the difference? They are how deep they are. Hope you are able to understand what I am talking about. Also in Braja Bhakti, we always say Radhe, 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 Radhe. If you go to Vrindavan, always everywhere Radhe, 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 Radhe. So this is the internal mood and the strong sign of Ragatmika Bhakta. Okay? Ragatmika Bhakti. But in Vaiti Bhakti, we see they prohibit or limit to say the name of Radharani. As per the rule of GBC, for example, you cannot even tell the names of Radharani more than few times. And as soon as you start a topic of Radharani, they start with the timer. 3 minutes. That's all you can talk. After that, you are, that's actually a penalty. So, our breath is Radharani's name. Radha Nama Parama Sukadari. That is the breath for Raganuga. Without this breathing, they simply cannot live. Can you live without breathing? This is the breathing of Raganuga. Why they are 180 degrees opposite scene? Why they teach same, seemingly different? Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is actually the Raganuga Acharya, was showing himself in the mirror of Vaiti Bhakti. Because he had to do. To those Raganuga, see, now our Gurudev, he was always, from the beginning itself, all the way to the end, he was only talking Raganuga only. He never talked to Vaiti Bhakti at all. So actually there is no difference between these two acharyas. But the GBC and the controlling authority that came after Prabhupada is spoiling the whole thing. Srila Prabhupada said that one of the enemies would come from within ISKCON, and we are seeing it right now. So they are trying to control everything. Anyway, the house that Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to build in the heart of each jiva is the Madhurya Manjari Bhava, that's Ragatmik, with the base of Vaiti Bhakti, of course. Base is the Vaiti Bhakti. We also see in the Madhurya Kadambini, the leaves of the Lata, Bhakti Lata, the top is smooth, that is Ragatmika, and the bottom is the Vaiti Bhakti. So it is the same house of the triangle both are actually talking about. One is looking from the top, other one is looking from the bottom. And our Gurudev is looking from the top, he looks at Rasa Tattva, Madhurya Bhava. The other is looking from the bottom, that is philosophy and rules and regulation. If you are a Vaiti Bhakta, you will be attracted more to the philosophy and the rules and regulations and enjoy community, varieties of people, opulent temples, big festivals, tasty prasadam, big social life, children are taken there, educated, Guru. This is how you think. You are a Vaiti Bhakta. But if you are a Raganuga Bhakta, you will be attracted only to Rasa Tattva. You do not wish to go to opulent temples. Instead, your heart will run. It will run towards the forest. I was covering in the Saturday class, right? So your heart will run in the forest, weeping and searching for Krishna. A Raganuga Bhakta already has a temple in his heart. There is no need of temple. This temple is not made of that stone and bricks, but out of flower beds of love, radiating and bringing down the topmost to Goloka Vrindavan in that heart. So that Bhakta sees Sri Radha Krishna ever living in that sweet temple, performing wonderful pastimes. Wonderful pastimes.
is
okay. So because of the because I don't think that I have time to really show more. So we have to hurry up. So Raganuga or Rupanuga is very different. He has absolutely no attraction to money or fame or temples or prestige. Like Srila Raghunath Das Goswami has written, I mean, all these things are like the urines of a donkey that they are drinking. Srila Gurudeva is so pure and divine. His teachings are to build Raganuga temple of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, not outside, but in the heart of every qualified disciple. Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu did not come to build stone temples. He did not come to really give Vaiti Bhakti. No. Once, a disciple of Srila Gurudeva gave an envelope with some cash. He was, suggesting, said, okay, it can be used to build some temple. And also when he put in the envelope, he also put a tulasi leaf on top of that. And then he was giving to Gurudev. Gurudev took that, accepted that. And he took the tulasi, put it up then. And he took the envelope, threw it out. Threw it out! So look at how the mentality is. This is Raganuga Bhakta. This is Gurudev. This is the typical mood of Raganuga Bhakta. They don't care whether they are comfortable, whether they have penny or they don't care. Only care is they carry the temple of heart in there, right? Where Radharani and Krishna are living, doing pastimes. So they do not have any interest in Aishwarya or money or building so many temples. Only if his Guru commands to make any temples, because probably he is planning to bring some Vaiti Bhaktas, then only we can build. Otherwise, no. Our Gurudev came to build temples in our heart. Because they are already living in the spiritual world. Raganuga Bhaktas do not need any temple. Take all our Goswamis. Did any of them actually build big temple? No. No amount of money, wealth, fame can attract them. This is very important to understand. And you may wonder, oh yeah, what about Radha Madan Mohan temple? What about Radha Govinda temple? Oh, look at here, they are all destroyed. Right? And after they didn't do it. Some rich merchant, they came and then built it. Look at by Krishna's arrangement, and they are also knocked out. Muslim came, the Aurangzeb came and then knocked the floor. Now there is no worship there. And Radha Madan Mohan temple, they did all kinds of things. Then there is nothing. The deity is also out. So this temple building is not for us. It's not for us. So in fact, one rich disciple donated a land somewhere near Govardhan, I believe. I think I read it somewhere there. But our Gurudev gave it to ISKCON. Why? Because they are the ones who are building so many temples to bring neophyte devotees. But the unfortunate thing that happened later was that they even prohibited Gurudev, who donated the land, to come and visit their temple. Our Gurudev is a Mahabhagavat. He does not care. Even like a child, who is really doing poo-poo on the lap, and we don't really, okay, all right, there are children, they are doing, this is the mood of our Gurudev. You have to understand that. Once Srila Gurudeva was coming to the class, and he was walking on the slanted, elevated path to the program place. On the side was a new devotee who came from some country, some foreign country, with his children and wife. And he was new. First time he's seeing, and the Gurudev is going, who is, all of a sudden, Gurudev stopped and they looked at that devotee. And, oh, do you have parents? Yes, Gurudev. Okay. Out of love, you came from far away. So you have parents. Yes, Gurudev, you should understand that a Sadguru loves 1,000 times more than your parent. He could not believe. You know why? Later he told others that When Gurudev was going, oh my God, will he really see me? Does he have any kindness to me? How will he know it? Because I am a stranger and new. I don't know anyone. I was wondering how he is going to know me. Look at here. He just turned. See, this is how Gurudev, he says that. Gurudev says, I am for the disciples, for my disciples, I am closer than the air you breathe. That's the word from Gurudev. Anyway, we are going to really conclude. For this Danya Kali, the Yuga Avatara is Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. You all know it. On October 31st, 2003, entire Braj Mandal awarded the Yuga Acharya title to Srila Gurudeva, who is the roofer of the home of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Braj Mandal is the spiritual pinnacle of the whole world. And if they give this title, of course this title came from the old religious parliament actually. So if they give the title, who can ask any question? But what did Gurudeva do? He did not accept it. They were forcing and forcing. Then finally he said, I am in no case fit for this high class of honor that you have given to me. It is due to your own greatness. See, he is praising the devotee, and charitable nature that you are giving it to me. I feel ashamed to accept this designation because it is far too elevated for me. Shyamaji, the head of the old religious parliament, and Deepakji, the head of the Braj Mandal, whatever the thing that they really have, because they have a big organization for the Braj Mandal, intensely insisted me again and again to give me this award. And I rejected it again and again and again and again. But finally they forced this on me to accept it. In this honorific title, you have used the word Acharya. In this regard, there are so many past Acharyas, such as our Goswamis, Sri Madhvacharya, Sri Vallabhacharya, so many. In comparison to all of them, I am insignificant. I do not understand the reason you all find me fit for this designation of Yuga Acharya. This is real Mahabhagavat. This is real Mahabhagavat. Just to think for a while. People are really trying to accumulate so much of fame and name and degrees and money and this, everything. Look at what Gurudev throwing the money out and giving everything in with thing. Because it is said that he did not keep even a penny for himself. Everything he gave out to the service of Radha Krishna. Getting a Rasika Guru and Radha Dasyam are extremely difficult. On this is my sloka that, anyway, so you must have seen this before. I added 2 more lines. There are so many gurus who can take you to Vaikuntha. But can you get a Rasika Guru in Raganuga who can take you to Goloka? Of course, a Ragatmaya Guru actually, he does not really deserve to go to Goloka. Whatever Krishna gives, he will take it. Even to be born as a small home in somewhere, no problem at all. The only thing he needs is, you want to serve to Krishna and make Krishna happy, whatever the way. This is the nature of the Ragatmika Bhakta. And also, are you fortunate to get a... See, the thing is, then another one is, even if you get all those, Rasika Guru, are you fortunate to get Guru Bhakti? You may get the Rasika Guru, but if you don't have Bhakti to him, what do you use? Right? See, you have a nice jewel, but the thing is, you locked it somewhere and you are not really even looking at what is the use of it. Also, are you fortunate to get Radha Dasyam? Durlabam Manusya Janmam, Adiv Durlabam Sadhu Sangham, Asambhavam Krishna Bhaktam, Adiv Asambhavam Rasika Gurum, Jiva Danyam Guru Bhaktam, Adiv Danyam Radha Dasyam. The last 2 lines I added later. So, human birth is very difficult to get. Even if we get it, it is extremely difficult to get Krishna Sadhu Sangha. It is almost impossible to find an Ananya Krishna Bhakta. And it is very, very impossible to get a Rasika Guru. Our Gurudev is a Rasika Guru. And one is very fortunate. That means Danya. Fortunate to have Guru Bhakti. And extremely fortunate is to get Radha Dasyam. Our Gurudev came to give all this. So Guru Bhakti is the real Krishna Bhakti. It is not the other way. You have Bhakti and Guru comes. No. You have to surrender to a Guru. That is the first stage. It is Guru Bhakti that develops into Krishna Prema. So association with Raganuga Bhaktas is extremely difficult. But if one gets it, but if he is not qualified, he cannot keep it up, but he will fall down. We have seen, I really saw the 2 weeks back. See, look at it, association who came. But unfortunately, she gave up and then we fell down to Vaiti Bhakti. See, back to Vaiti Bhakti. We can't help that. It is there, what Siddha they are. When Lord Krishna about to come down as Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, he told his flute, "Oh my dear flute, I may miss you when I appear as Caitanya." The flute was so unhappy and started to weep. Then the Lord gave the benediction to come with him as Mrudanga. So the Mrudangas are very powerful. This was why we arranged to teach Mrudanga to our children. Now they are all playing like stars. And in the group of gopis and manjaris, in this picture what you really see, there are two manjaris, they are playing Mrudangas there. Somebody told that they are our, one is our Gurudev, one is Prabhupada. Anyway, whether that is true or not, I am taking that as these are the two Mrudangas that really came here. Because the thing is, this Mrudanga has a one unique thing is it's loud. Very loud. It really takes over. Without Mrudanga, Kartal is okay, but the thing is when the Mrudanga comes, the sound dominates. And these two sisters, who really, sister manjaris, who came down as, like that two Mrudanga players, who really came here, they were so loud. And they were the one who were very loud and outstanding to give this bhakti. Also, it seems that Srila Prabhupada is favored by more like Krishna. That is why people say Jaladut, Krishna appeared when he had heart attack and that. But again, so people say Namo Om Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prasaya Bhutale, like that they will say Krishna Prasaya. Then for us, Gurudev, they say Radhikaya Priyatmane. But anyway, it doesn't matter, they are all there in the same place only. Like this you really see, whether it is the Radha side or the Krishna side, doesn't matter. Because gopis are either in three ways. One is Krishna centered, other one is Radharani centered, other one is neutral, like that. So that is up to them. They are coming from the same place. Oh my Gurudev, you are everything for me. Yellam Gurudev. You are my shelter. You are everything. Sarvam. You are everything for me. You are my shelter. Varudam. You are the one who opened my eyes and gave me knowledge. Vedanam. You are my only wealth. Vaibhavam. You are my life. Jivanam. You are the giver of my life. Jivitam. You are my only Deva, on whom I see all the demigods resides in you. So, by worshipping you, all the demigods are also honored. Except your lotus feet, Padam, there is no other shelter for me. So think like this, when you are actually offering the glorification to Gurudev. Sarvadam cha me, Varudam cha me, Vedanam cha me, Vaibhavam cha me, Jivanam cha me, Jivitam cha me, Devatam cha me, Padana param. So now we are going to conclude. The topmost goal is not Krishna, Krishna Prema. Krishna could be attained only by what? Even the demons can get it, but we don't want that. We want Krishna Prema. For that you need a mercy of Rasika Gurus. By hearing their Amrta Vani. By hearing Amrta Vani. We should give our ears first to them. Then the heart will follow. And in the heart what is there? The soul is there. So the soul will automatically go with that. Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Sharanam, Sharanam, Pada Padma, Amrta Vaniya Prema Katha, Amrta Vaniya Prema Katha, Narayana Deva. Okay, that's another thing. I don't remember what is the number. Anyway, so if you are fortunate, you will hunger to hear this Amrta Vani. If you are not fortunate, you will hunger to hear only the Mrita Vani. Mrita is what the Mrita? Mrita means poison of death. What is Mrita Vani? The nonsense that we hear every day, TV, news, politics, gossips, YouTube, it's, like stars and, soap opera, this and that, all are Mrita Vani. They will only kill our soul. These acharyas who came to give this Amrta Vani are even praised by gopis, by Krishna and gopis. Tava Katha Amrtam Tahapta Jivanam Kavibiriditam Kalmashapadam Shravana Mangalam Srimatatam Bhuvi Granantiye Bhurita Jana. They are saying, oh Krishna, dear Krishna, the nectar of your words, your Harikatha, that is your activities, all the Harikathas, Leelas, are the life and soul of those suffering in this material world. These narrations, transmitted by learned sages, eradicate one's sinful reaction and bestow good fortune upon whoever hears them. These narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Certainly, those who spread the message of Godhead are most munificent. So our Gurudeva is most munificent. Now the conclusion. You all got the details. I don't know how many could really understand what I was talking about. You all heard that. Now the question again. This is how we started the question. Aren't we so fortunate to come under this Mahabhagavat? If we think that we are fortunate, then are you making use of our life to attain the most precious jewel of Krishna Prema? Or are we dragged by greed of money, greed for fame, and greed for taking around families and these and babies, these all kinds of things? They are not your relatives. You have to understand, your relatives are not relatives. Your only relation is Radha Krishna and your Gurudev. Finished. Many have tried to come under Gurudev also. But if one develops pride, ego, hypocrisy, then the fall is imminent. One should not be like a Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men could not put Humpty together again. If you fall down, finished. Right? So do not fall. The wall you are trying to climb is your ego. You are climbing, because of ego you are trying to climb on the wall. And that is a desire for fame and money, everything. Instead, what you should do? Hold the lotus feet of Guru and Vaishnavas very tightly. Then you are at the ground. You can never fall down because you are already on the ground. Thank you. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Gurudeva and Srila Prabhupada.